The good news is you're getting a lot of really positive reactions and a lot of girls genuinely liking you, and you're good at general conversation, which is one of the hardest things. So that's all really good. And just based on being a cool guy, having a good vibe and general conversation, you're getting girls attracted, which again, it's hard to get girls attracted on a consistent basis on cold approach without being very man to woman. So if you start adding in some of that man to woman, it should get a lot better. Most of them are going pretty well. Most of them are having a pretty positive vibe and some good things going on, but then it's like you're running away from the tension. Instead of being like, okay, it's going well, let me push it to make it go really well, you're like, it's going well, now let me play it safe and not lose, right? Not losing is losing in game. There's winning and there's everything else, right? Because again, that thing I said before, which is the threshold for her wanting to see you is not just, oh, it's more good than bad. More good than bad doesn't do it because she has existing friends, existing obligations. You have to be so much more good than bad that you can compete with those, right? And so when it's going pretty well equals a flake. Or pretty well equals even a hesitant non-number or something like that because she kind of knows. That makes sense? Pretty well doesn't do it. It has to be very well. So when you're doing pretty well, instead of being like, okay, let me not mess it up, be like, okay, how can I really make this work? How can I like, I don't know, it sounds like a predatory thing to say, how can I go for the jugular, to use like a sports term. Does that make sense? How can I like, I have a good situation, how can I make the most of it? Definitely double down on your good sets. Take the risk, okay? Again, good doesn't count for anything. There's great and everything else. All right, so when it's going well, instead of trying to play like safe, start playing harder. You do a decent job, if given enough time, of actually making it man to woman, but you only go so far man to woman. There's like one light tease here, one light tease there. You don't really double down on it and make it really risky, right? So like you'll say the one like, oh, I'm afraid if I hang out with you, I'll wake up dead I'll wake up dead, right? But then you don't like pursue it. You don't call it back. You don't, you don't double down on it. Or like this example of like, it could have been love, but the logistics aren't good. You don't take it one step further and make it cocky, right? Because, oh, we live far apart, it would never work between us. It's a tease, it's sexual, but it's very, very, very safe. But we live far apart, it would never work between us. Honestly, like, girl, I wouldn't go north of 50th for you, right? That's actually polarizing. That's actually like a little bit rude even, but that's the risk I want you to take to like make it great. Where she's like, what do you mean you wouldn't go back to, okay, you're right. 55th. Tell me you're not north of 60, right? Like just actually tease, actually be a little polarizing, actually get that reaction of, oh my, like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Yeah. Be a little extra cocky, push it a little extra hard. And it doesn't have to be right away. You're getting a lot of good interaction. So I know you were worried when we were talking before, you're like, because of your demographic and whatnot, I don't want to be too polarizing right at the start. Once you're in a conversation and you've been chill for a while and she's showing positive signs, none of that, like that's all out the window. Yeah. That matters maybe arguably on the initial approach, maybe. But once you're in a conversation, that's out the window. Just do good game. Yeah. Okay? Mm-hmm. Cool. So that's the big thing for you is that. And then there's all these little things that we mentioned, like not repeating the same thing again, or making sure that you have some evaluation before you close, things like that, and how to engage a group. So there's a lot of little lessons there. The major lesson for you though is honestly really, really play to win in your good sets. All right, your goal is to get the girl like fucking in love with you to the point that like she's sitting by the phone hoping you call her. Right, your goal isn't to get a phone number. Your goal is to get the girl sitting by the phone hoping and wishing you'll call her. That should be what's in your mind. Or better yet, to just pull it right then and there. Right, so you're not looking for the pretty good set, you're looking for the really good set. Everything beyond that doesn't really matter.